since I was a jit, I knew I was a winner. I pray to God forgive me cause I'm a born sinner. Got more on my plate than a Thanksgiving dinner. Gotta save for rainy days cause shit do get thinner. Yo, how we giving it up? It's your boy Jumpout L.O. You tuned in with Check Your Mental. Hope everybody's blessed, highly favored. Hope everybody had a great weekend, you know. And just hope you're just living. Okay, so today I'm gonna do things a little bit differently. And pardon me for my voice. Yesterday I was at a boxing fight and one of my friends was returning back from a long break, and we were going crazy cheering for him, man. And he won yesterday. So shout out to my boy Stills on the big dub yesterday. But today I want to take you a little bit deeper into my world, right? And the reason why I have these hats all out laying here is because I want to explain why hats became a part of me and why hats always been a part of me since a kid. So for me, I've been wearing hats since a kid. Growing up in Patterson, kids can be very cruel, right? So I remember all through grammar school, they used to have jokes on me because of the size of my head and my forehead. So it developed insecurity for me, right? But I didn't know that I was insecure because it didn't bother me after a while. It didn't faze me, but I'll notice that I will always wear headbands, or I'll always wear a do-rag, always something to cover my head. But I never really realized that it all stemmed from the jokes that developed that insecurity within me. Then as I got to high school, I started wearing fitted hats. So I will buy fitted hats to match my outfit. But in reality, I was buying hats because I was insecure of my head, and the hat gave me like a protection. Like I felt better, more attractive when I had a hat on, or I felt better about myself. It boosted up my self-esteem, and it complements your outfit. You know what I mean? The hat complements whatever you got on. You know what I mean? The colors coordination and everything. But like I said, after a while, the insecurities kind of died out. I was very confident in myself, and the hats were just a part of me. I just actually loved the hats. So fast forward to the present moment, I got tired of wearing the same basic color hats. I would wear the same hats over and over and over again. It was a Yankee hat, the typical navy blue. It was a Mets LA hat, the White Sox hat, and a few other teams. I can't think from the top right now. I can't think which other teams were they, but they were basic colors. So I remember one day, I used to follow the Walk-In Closet and My Fitteds on my Instagram. That's a store located in Patterson, New Jersey that they sell hats. They sell hats, and they also have like a clothing side, right? So I've been going there since I was about 15 to get my hat. So it was a store that was my hat. That was the hat store for any local. So I remember they posted this hat here, right? They posted this Mariners, and it was inspired, I want to say by Starbucks. And I'm like, yo, they made a hat with the inspiration to the Starbucks, to the little cat, what is it, Frappuccino, the little bottles. So I'm like, yo, they made a hat to match that. I'm like, yo, I think it's kind of dope. Like, I want it. And I remember that one of my boys had went a previous week to get a hat, but he's like, yo, if you go, you better go early because it's going to be a line. There's going to be people lining up. And I'm like, a line for hats? No, that's crazy. Can't be no line for hats. So I remember I told him, I said, yo, you know what? I'm going to go there even earlier. So before he even got there, I already had like 2 chairs camping out. It was like 6 in the morning. The store didn't even open till like 11, but I'm there at 6 with 2 chairs. Like, nah, this is for me and my boy. We outside with it. So that day was my introduction to when I started discovering that it was an entire community of people that love hats. So I remember that day I ended up buying like 4 hats. I came for one, ended up buying like 4 because I started talking to people on the line. They kept telling me about the hype. I think I bought this one as well that I got on right now. They started telling me about the hypes and the hats, so I just started going crazy. I just started grabbing hats, buying hats. But then as I got more familiar with the community, I found out about another store, which is Hat Club in New York. So then they broke down the like how the whole hat craze even became a thing. They spoke about Frosty Preem and Just, and how Frosty came to Just with an idea about a pink bottom to honor his mom that passed away from breast cancer. Then it became a craze of people lining up and buying hats. So I found out the other side of what was going on, and I'm like, yo, this is a lot. And I'm like, I never knew that all of this was. I never knew that none of this was a thing. You know, like I said, I'm used to going to my fittings to buy my hats. So then the like it's like a bulb lit up in my head, and I'm like, hold on. I think that I could bring something to this community, because I saw the correlation of it was a community that was predominantly by men. Then you know that men don't take their mental health serious. So I figured I could mix the two, because it all starts up here. That was like the slogan that I thought about. Like, yo, it all starts up here. So I could talk about mental health to men that are not used to hearing about mental health, and maybe we could change the stigma, because as you know, the suicide rate amongst men is very high, because we don't like to talk about our problems. We feel like we got to figure it out. We feel like that ain't nobody business. What does he know anyway? Nah, I'm good. And that mentality breaks us down, because when you're alone and when you're by yourself, you got to face these problems by yourself. So I took it upon myself to bring the mental health aspect to the hat world, because I felt like it was needed. It's needed throughout the world. But when I found a community that is mostly men, I'm like, yo, this is my platform that I'm gonna be able to reach people that I most likely won't be able to reach on my own. And I say that to say this: I done met people from California, from Oregon, from Seattle, from Florida. Did I say Florida? I don't know, but Atlanta, I think even Kansas, all over the United States, even Hawaii. So once I started being involved and meeting people and talking to people, I realized that mental health is needed in this community, and it's good to bring a different aspect, because a lot of us that were in the community, some of us are in it just for the pure love, but a lot of us are in it to escape reality, and the everyday struggles of everyday life is an escape. They have had battles, they have pin wars, they have all these different things that occupy your mind with something positive, because a lot of people are now making a living through hats. I have my good brother Bones, who I interviewed in the episodes ago. He's an entrepreneur off pins, selling pins, because pins became a staple of the hat community. As you can see here, these are my pins, the LK pins that I made in honor of my friend that passed away. Is the LK, and is Lord knows, you know, because Lord knows everything that I've been through. So I have these out. I'm gonna pin the website. But almost lost my train of thought there. But I noticed that there's so much that this hat community brings, and I just felt like, yo, I could bring these two things together. And then the concepts that were being said about these hats was what makes it even cooler. Like if you look at this hat, for instance, it's inspired by Freddy Krueger. If you look at the colors, it's like Freddy Krueger colors. You look at this Mariners here, it's inspired by the Harry Potter book. When you see the front of the book covers, you see this hat. Then we take it here, the Aux Pack from Hat Club. This is inspired by Encore, the Eminem album. Then you even take it here. You have the Selena inspired hat. So you see where I'm going. All these hats tell a vivid story. We have the Dapper Dan by My Fitteds. Every single hat has a story. You have the Snoop Dogg, the Aux Pack. If you see the Snoop Dogg album cover, Doggy Style, you see this hat, you see these colors. So the hat gave you something to talk about. The hat gave people a platform to just be themselves and all have something that they have in common. If you heard me in my last episode, I mentioned about the bison craze that John Jay created, aka Russ at Sunset. This is the bison. And you see the bison is inspired by a cereal. I can't think of the one from the top of my head, but I'm gonna have the picture of it when I upload this video. You see the colors, the Lucky Charms, the special edition Lucky Charms. If you see the Lucky Charms, you see these colors. It is just like this hat. So you see the craze from it. You see the mankind and inspire. Like, hats gave us a place to be ourselves. It gave us a platform to reach out to other people, and it helped me become even a voice of mental health in this community, a voice of positivity. I met so many dope individuals, and like I said before, I would have never met these people just on grace. I would have never met these people nowhere. I probably would have never even crossed paths, but I am now able to make some income out of it, because if you're a designer or a creator, you could design a pin or you could design a hat. You have many guys that have pins and hats, and like I said, they started businesses through something that was a passion. So always remember, it's not just hats. It's a community of people that come together and vent and escape the harsh reality of life. Because life could be cruel. Life is something that every day has a struggle of its own, and finding this community and being a voice in this community to talk about mental health and to talk about bettering and empowering each other gives me hope. It motivates me. It inspires me to inspire others and continue to be great, because that's what it's about. It's about inspiring other people. It's about giving people hope. It's about telling them, like, hey man, you can do it. You can do other things. And that's what hats did for me. Something that started as me being insecure and I needed to wear a hat to cover up, it became my staple. Now I wear this hat proudly. I love my forehead, by the way. I got over it. And I say that to say this also. Be careful what you say to these kids, because you're installing insecurity in them. You know, I didn't know that I was insecure like that. I thought that I'm just cool. I'm wearing this hat. Because after a while, like I said, the jokes don't even faze you, but the damage is already there. So be kind to people. Don't think that, oh, it's just jokes. Jokes can leave a scar on people. Everybody don't have that tolerance. And some people cannot break out of it like I did. I was fortunate, because of the grace of God, I broke out of those things. And I'm thankful each and every day, because God allowed me to go through it so I can help others that might be going through it and feel insecure or feel inferior or less than because of a feature of theirs. Love you the way you are. Doesn't matter. Love yourself. Doesn't matter how. There's nobody perfect. Nobody's perfect in this world. So love you the way you are. God loves you and accepts you the way you are. So accept yourself for who you are, man. Like I said, now I wear hats because I just love them. It's not because I'm trying to cover up insecurities anymore. It's like, nah, it matched my shirt, it matched my outfit. It's just like, it's the icing on the cake for me. So I'm gonna leave y'all with that. And you tuned in with Check Your Mental. It's your boy Jumpout L.O.